Hey everyone, welcome back to the newest episode of the Whiskerina Ideal. Today we have Sarah Schoenwolf out of the Salty Saints in Utah, Salt Lake City. And hey, how's it going?
Good, thanks.
So why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Hi everyone. I'm Sarah Schoenwolf. I started whiskerining. Is that a word? Let's see. I think my first competition was 2014. Just a local one here in Salt Lake, and I just crocheted like a beard or whatever. It was pretty simple, but I won first place, and I was hooked. So from there, yeah. Then my first out of state was actually LA, and that's when I did the Barbie heads beard, but which I didn't win with or place with, but whatever.
It's okay, I didn't place my first time in LA either, so.
Right? I mean, yeah. It's always hard. There was a ton of Whiskerina, so it's always stiff competition.
So what do you do for fun besides building beards?
Oh gosh, hang out with my family. We love to do outdoorsy stuff. We like to go camping and ride the river, or just hang out in the yard because of course quarantine. We're trying to stay home, of course. We love to just play board games and sit around. So watch movies. It's good times.
So what drew you to your first competition?
Greg, really, of course, he really wanted to do it, and the first thing he of course wanted to do was freestyle, and I was like, well, since I'm there, I might as well compete too. So he made us watch Whisker Wars, and I said, yeah, I can do that. That looks fun. And away we went.
So do you prefer realistic or fantasy?
Oh, fantasy for sure. I've only really done a realistic once, and it was with Greg as a couple's costume. But I guess I did realistic once in Boise, Idaho. I just did a mustache, but everything else has always been creative. That's my go-to.
It's super creative. Like some of the stuff that I see you come up with, I'm just like it blows my mind that someone's that creative.
Thank you.
So what's your favorite material that you like to use when you're building a beard?
Like underneath, or like the actual beard?
The actual beard.
Gosh, I don't know. I already talked about my Barbie head beard, and I think that's one of my most favorite beards. Just because it's hair, but it's also a thing. So and it was creepy. So I thought that was probably one of my top favorite beards, Barbie heads.
Yeah. Now, how long does it usually take you to make a beard?
It doesn't. Well, I think the hardest part of it for me is coming up with the idea and then finding the materials. I think that's what takes the longest. And then once I kind of have everything, it usually doesn't take a long time to put it all together. I can usually sit down, in an evening, and, I'll start working and work until bedtime, and then maybe pick it up the next day. I can usually do a beard, in 2 nights or 3 nights, depending on, what I'm doing. When I made my beard for Worlds in Antwerp, I made I did individual, what are they called? Dream catchers. So each one of those I made separately. And so that one probably took the longest to make. So I would make, one dream catcher every night. And then it took me a while to put it all together. But yeah, I mean, usually really it's coming up with the idea and finding the stuff. It takes a long time.
So what's the furthest you've traveled for a competition?
That would definitely be Belgium. Antwerp. So normally we really stay on the West Coast. I mean, if we can drive there, we prefer that. And usually if I have a big beard or something, of course it's easier to drive. We did go to our first East Coast comp when it was the Great American in Richmond, Virginia. That's the farthest east we've been. And I've never been to Texas because I can never go because it's always in February and I'm always in tax season. So I'm sad I've never gotten to go to to Austin. So.
Well, weren't you there for Worlds?
I wasn't there in Worlds.
Oh, you weren't? Oh.
Yeah.
It might be worth it to just go, like, not even during the competition.
Yeah.
Just go to Austin.
I know, right? I hear awesome things about it. So.
And just tell the club that you guys are coming out, the Austin
Sure.
Facial Hair Club, and they'll put together an event. Brian Nelson will take you all over the place. That guy, if you let him, Brian, I love you if you're watching this, but he will plan the entire weekend for you.
Nice. That's
like
what I need.
Minute by minute. He's got an entire itinerary planned for when you come to his competition.
Nice.
Like the second time I went to Austin, I was like, okay, I love every one of you, but I have other people here that I need to see. So I'm going to break off for a little bit. Everyone's like, what? But you're going to miss like 8 things. And I'm just like, yeah, I know. I'm okay with that. I'll be back though.
Push the off on the timer at the top. Sorry, I have to tell my daughter to turn the oven off.
You're fine. So do you prefer chocolate or fruity candy?
Probably chocolate, even though I don't really like chocolate that much. But I don't know that I'm not really a sweet tooth kind of person. So if I'm going to eat something, I would just want just a little bit, just chocolate.
Okay. So do you prefer beer, wine, or hard liquor?
Wine.
What's your poison?
Pinot Noir.
Okay.
Yep.
A little too dry for me. But I get, like, if it's there, I'll definitely drink it.
Nice.
So how many times have you placed in a competition?
That I don't know. I'd have to count my trophies.
It's just too many to count. She's got so much hardware, guys.
No, it's not that many, but I want to say less than 10, but more than 5, roughly.
Okay. Which one's your favorite?
Oh, well, Antwerp, because I am the world champion. Just because that was such an amazing trip. And we got to meet so many people from around the world that was kind of an experience of a lifetime, I would say, for sure.
So who are some of the most memorable people that you have met through facial hair?
Oh gosh, so many. I mean, I want to say like Justin Vorhauer, because I met him at the very first comp that we ever went to. He came to Salt Lake. And since then, we've been, I think, great friends. Allie, of course, from LA, because again, she met Greg in Arizona the first time he went to Arizona, and she was there. And since then, we've been great friends. And I think that was 2013. So, but I mean, there's people all over. I mean, people on the East Coast, people on the West Coast. I mean, you guys down in Arizona, which we love going to Zona, especially in November because it's like the perfect weather down there. And then, yeah, I mean, there's too many to name.
All right. So where do you see the competitive facial hair scene going in the next few years?
Well, hopefully we have a vaccine for this horrible thing that's happening and we can get back to regular comps. Because I think we're all a little bit starving for that. I mean, I know that I prefer an in-person comp, of course, because we're doing it for, yes, charity, but also, you know, I want to be there with the people and I want to hang out with my friends and we want to have a beer together. And I like performing on stage. It's more of a performance, and I like taking pictures with people, and it's just not the same with online comps, of course,
Mhm.
because you're just sitting in your living room or you're, I'm with Greg. So, and we actually haven't done one yet. We were going to do the one that just happened last weekend for Portland, but
Mhm.
we got busy. So,
That would have been a good one.
yeah.
It was a weird competition though, because they didn't live stream it.
Mm.
You just posted your video and pictures to Facebook.
Oh, gotcha. Yep.
So it wasn't like you were sitting there listening to everybody talk and everything and seeing everybody interact and
Right.
be able
Like
to go, oh, there's
like,
Greg on stage.
right. Like the one in Richmond, that was more of a live Zoom, right? Yeah.
Hmm. I didn't do so well in that one.
You always do great. What are you talking about?
I've finally, I went a solid year of traveling and not winning anything. And then everyone's like, all right, here's the third place. And then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to give you guys a choice in the matter anymore.
Right. That's it. You just had to step it up and you did it. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I got some would you rather questions for you.
Okay. Sounds good.
Would you rather eat rice with every meal and never be able to eat bread again? Or would you rather eat bread with every meal and never be able to eat rice?
I would pick bread.
Would you rather travel the world for a year, all expenses paid, or have $40,000 to spend on whatever you want?
Travel the world.
Would you rather be able to go to any theme park in the world for free for the rest of your life, or eat at any drive-through restaurant for the rest of your life for
Uh,
free?
Theme park.
That's a good idea. That's a good way to get diabetes.
Right.
Like all these would you rather questions, when I read them off to people, I have no idea what's coming next. I just have like a list of like 500
Oh, nice.
of them. So I'm literally reading it going, well, of course they're going to pick that one.
Right.
So would you rather it be impossible for you to be woken up for 11 hours every day, or but then you feel amazing, or can never be woken up and ever feel totally rested?
Um, the first one.
All
I
right.
want to feel amazing.
Would you rather have super sensitive taste or super sensitive hearing?
Ooh. I think hearing, because I wouldn't want to taste anything yucky.
Would you rather never lose your phone again or never lose your keys again?
Never lose my keys, just because I think that's more frustrating for me.
All right. And the last question for you. Can you tell us a joke?
A joke. I don't know that I know any jokes.
You could sub in a child.
Mary Jane, do you know a joke?
What do you call a cow with no legs?
Okay. What do you call a cow with no legs?
Ground beef.
Ground beef.
Tell her
That's
step
right.
her game up.
Right. Step your game up.
Why can't you hear pterodactyls go to the bathroom?
Oh, okay. I have another one from my other child. Okay.
Okay.
Why can't you hear pterodactyls go to the bathroom?
Because the P is silent.
I don't know why.
Because the P is silent. Yay! Good job.
All right. So, do you guys have anything going on that you'd like to talk about with the club?
We don't have anything going on. We're all just quarantining. Really, we're kind of just waiting for pandemic status to end. So we're looking forward. Great American will be 2022. And so then maybe 2021 next year, we'll just do our regular comp. And then, but for this year, yeah, we're taking the whole year off. So
I was so looking forward to it this year. We're
Yeah.
gonna bring the baby up and everything, and then when we heard that you guys had canceled it, I'm just like, I mean, it's smart, but I was
Yeah,
actually
I
gonna go
know.
this year.
I know they canceled all of Oktoberfest actually at Snowbird, and
Oh,
we're pretty sad just about that itself because that's one of our favorite things to do. So
all right. Well, Sarah, thanks again for doing this. I really appreciate it.
hey, thanks for having me.
And you have a good rest of your night.
You too. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
So that was Sarah Schoenwolf. She is with the Salty Saints based out of Salt Lake City, Utah. Thanks again for watching, and you guys have a good one.